Welcome to the Ingress Insights podcast, hosted by PkmnTrainerJ. Ingress Insights is a podcast about the Niantic game Ingress. Listen each week for the latest news, updates and rumours. Let us know your thoughts by leaving a voice message or emailing us at the links in the show notes.
Additional intel available.
Hello agents, and welcome to episode 115 of the Ingress Insights podcast. I'm not sure whether I say 115 or 115 or 115th, anything like that, but go with 115 or 115, I don't know. Anyways, in this week's episode, we're going over the plus beta anomaly we've got coming in Valencia and Sao Paulo, as well as a few extras happening in Houston for the plus beta anomaly there, and also something special in Taiwan. I'll also be going through the Halloween event that we've had, as well as a new group that's been set up that will be helpful to many agents who do banners, and then any other little bits of Ingress news that have come along the way. So first of all, I'm going to get into the plus beta details.
What's up? This is Smooth Guy O, and you listen to the Ingress Insight podcast.
For plus beta, we still have the plus beta daily bounties op going on, and that lasts until the 14th of December 2025 at 11:59 p.m. local time. And that's just completing the bounties you normally do. Make sure you're completing the most you can, so some season points get given to your faction. And then also by completing them, you get up to 60 plus beta tokens a day, which then works towards the plus beta anomaly medal. So you'll be able to get at least bronze, I think silver on there for doing all the bounties. So do give it a try if you want to aim for that medal. Some agents I know aren't trying because they don't like the design of the medal. That's absolutely fine. Or some aren't trying because they know they won't be able to get gold because they can't attend anomaly. So also fine as well, however you play. Next weekend on the 18th of October, we do have the first plus beta anomaly. So those are happening in Valencia, Spain and Sao Paulo, Brazil. So you'll be able to attend those if you're obviously attending and go through, make sure you're hacking your NL1331 portal, doing your stealth ops, urban ops, all those kind of extra events if you are attending. As a reminder, I am releasing the plus beta bite-sized sort of mini episodes, and those coming out on a Wednesday and Friday every day, every Wednesday and Friday, obviously in October. So you'll be able to listen there if you want a short burst on what's happening at each one of those little events related to the anomaly. Followed the following weekend, the 25th of October, with anomalies in Wellington, New Zealand and Houston, Texas in the US. If you are attending in Houston, Texas, you can go onto the Ingress web store and purchase the Origins kits or the X Series Anniversary kits, and those are priced at about $20 each. It does note they are just for local pickup, so it's either Saturday, October the 25th at 12 p.m. to 1:30 p.m. at Herman Park Map Parking Lot A, or on the Sunday, so Sunday the 26th of October, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. at the Herman Park Map, again, Parking Lot A, so the same location. And it shows you in these what you get. So just looking at the Ingress X Series Anniversary Kit 6, so you get a very rare loadout card, an Ada bio card, a Susanna Moya bio card, PA Chapeau bio card, another Ada bio card, a shield pin, a shield patch, and Ingress decal, with the envelope being the decal, and there's the Ingress sticker as well on there. I believe they were kind of randomized slightly, so there's like golden cards and onyx cards that you can get of the X series, and there's various bits to get on there. So the Ingress team have obviously still got some stock of these that they are giving away for money, obviously not just giving away for free. So if you are attending the Houston, Texas beta anomaly, you can order on the Ingress merch store and pick those up when you go and attend. And then just to mention as well, because we've got a link to this one, so the final plus beta anomaly event like on the ground is in Taiwan and The Hague, Netherlands. And the Niantic Spatial Vice President Masa Kawashima has confirmed he's attending in Taiwan. So you'll be able to meet him there and see what's going on. Maybe there'll be a quick AMA, things like that. But Masa is attending that XM anomaly. We don't know any of the Niantic people are attending the other anomalies. I would assume most of them are attending the US one. They do tend to go to the US based ones. It'd be great if some of them came to the UK based ones too in future, but we'll have to see when the next one of those actually is now. But that about wraps up anything for plus beta and anomaly series related. So I'll move on now to some general Ingress news.
Hey there, this is Jeff James, game designer from Marvel World of Heroes, and you're listening to Ingress Insights.
If you listen to this podcast on the day it comes out on Sunday, then today is second Sunday. So that allows you to complete one of 4 campaign tasks to then get a tick on your second Sunday medal. So whether that's doing unique scans and getting a scout controller on portals, or getting unique hacks in, doing some missions, or reclaiming Machina portals, it's up to you whichever one of those 4 you want to do. Again, you can only get 1 tick on your medal. You can't get more, so there's no point doing all 4 tasks. Related to Machina, the Ingress team did share a message on the 11th of October to say an enigmatic signal analyst posits that the Machina core network might be undergoing periodic recalibrations, leading to these observable fluctuations in activity. Each weakening could be a prelude to a more robust and adaptive resurgence. So it sounds like Machina is going away again for a bit, as it does at the end of Scepter cycles. I don't know how that then affects your plans for second Sunday if there's no Machina in your area all of a sudden. But hopefully it hangs around until the end of Sunday. But I think the set cycle ends before then, so it'll be interesting to see when that does actually end and what happens with it on there. There has been an app update this week as well for Ingress. So that was put out about 5-6 days ago. So it is now on version 2.176.1. So there's only one what's new bit on there. So hack output windows automatically dismiss after 2 seconds, like other Toast pop-up messages. You can also manually dismiss the window by tapping it. So only a minor update on there, nothing groundbreaking, but nice that it disappears and you don't get it blocking the screen now. And before the other big bit that I want to discuss for Ingress updates, there's a new group called Banner Passphrases. So this is beneficial for when you're often do a banner, but the passphrases aren't easy to find out. So you don't know the answer. Maybe the agent that made the mission's no longer playing, and you can't find out. There's no simple way of finding this information. So this group has come together to share banners where the answers are difficult to find, just so that you can still complete those missions, do those banners. So I'll link to the group and then you can join it on there and discuss anything that you need to and find some tricky banners you may not have been able to complete before due to the passphrase being either horrendously difficult or maybe based on old information such as what AP certain acts used to give, because that's changed over time. And then finally, for Ingress News, we have the Halloween event that has been announced. So this is the Spider Web 2025 campaign and Dark XM conversions, with a 1 and a 3 replacing the I and the E in Spider, but the E in Web is absolutely fine. That's not replaced by a 3. So on the 6th of October, the team wrote, Agents, the autumnal shift is escalating its influence on the XM network, generating destabilized conditions that demand immediate field response. A new spooky campaign has been pushed to the dispatch system, designated Premium Spiderweb 2025. This dispatch campaign is designed to empirically investigate the parity between intricate portal linking formations and naturally occurring spiderwebbing patterns. Completing this campaign is the sole method of acquiring the unique event-exclusive Spiderweb 2025 medal. The Spiderweb 2025 campaign can be purchased at 15,000 CMU, available from the 13th of October at 5 p.m. UTC until the 3rd of November at 5 p.m. UTC. Agents who successfully complete all bounties will be rewarded the Spiderweb 2025 medal and other awards, including a very rare battle beacon, regardless of agent level. Usually those are locked to level 16 and above. The absolute final deadline for completion is the 17th of November at 5 p.m. UTC. The brand new Dark XM Victor Cariz Halloween 2025 medal will be purchasable directly from the in-game store for 30,800 CMU. This artifact will be available starting the 29th of October at 12 am UTC and will be held in the store until the 31st of December at 11:59 p.m. UTC. Additionally, on the 1st of November, the commemorative Dark XM Hank Halloween 2024 medal will return to the store for a limited short-term rotation. This return is timed with the anticipated appearance of Hank Johnson himself, who is scheduled to converge on Paris during a localized Ingress First Saturday event. Agents operating near the French capital may have the opportunity to witness firsthand the energetic convergence responsible for bringing this particular commemorative medal back into the XM data stream. Given the influx of anomalous energy, the ambient XM in the field may exhibit a different than standard hue from the 13th of October through 1st of November. Adapt to the environmental variables, execute the campaign, stand ready for the unpredictable. So that's a general blurb from the Ingress team, but what does it actually mean? So the Dark XM Curies medal is similar to the ones we had for Dark XM Clue, Dark XM Hank in the past few years, where you purchase the medal, it's 30,800 CMU, and it's the Halloween medal for that year. What we have for the Spiderweb campaign is the first premium campaign in Ingress. So this is what some agents asked for before. So some agents wanted, rather than just buying the medal straight up for whatever CMU it was, to be able to do a series of tasks to be able to earn the medal. We've seen this in other games as well. So Pokemon Go calls these paid timed research. So you have a time limit in which to complete it in. If you don't complete it in that time, you do not get the rewards, even though you have obviously paid. So for the Spiderweb 2025 campaign, it says 15,000 CMU, and you can purchase it from the 13th of October until the 3rd of November. And then you need to complete the bounties to actually get the medal and the other rewards on there. If you purchased it whenever between the 13th of October and the 3rd of November, and you didn't complete all the missions by the 17th of November, that's it. You don't get the medal. So tough, basically. The Ingress team did share what the assignments are. So they wrote on Blue Sky to celebrate Spooktober with Spider Van and a premium campaign to make your own spider webs or link stars. So assignment 1, which completing these will earn you 1 very rare battle beacon, is earning 120 glyph points, deploying 20 mods, and deploying 80 resonators. So complete those, check it's done, and then you'll get your very rare battle beacon. Assignment 2 is create 240 links, deploy 20 mods, and deploy 80 resonators. So same things, just doing lots of links instead of lots of glyph points. Once you complete all of those, you can then claim your Spiderweb 2025 medal. As I said, I feel like this is something some agents have been asking for a while. I've seen some agents that aren't happy with it, then asking for some kind of free thing on there. I don't think that will happen because there's plenty of medals you can earn for free just through normal gameplay, and it's not something, if they are doing it in the same kind of vein as Pokemon Go for the paid timed research, there's generally some free timed research, but that took a little while to come alongside the paid one. So I think with Ingress trying this out and see if it works, it won't get a free one this time around. The other thing worth mentioning on here is obviously the Dark XM Halloween Hank badge is coming back, and that'll presumably 30,800 CMU again. And then obviously Hank is appearing in Paris for the first Saturday event on the 1st of November, so that'll be cool too. And then, given the title of the last episode I did, the Pumpkin Spice XM, the Orange XM, is presumably coming back from the 13th of October. Doesn't actually say what color it's going to be, it just says a different than standard hue. So it could be a completely different color, but I would suspect it's going to be the pumpkin orange that we usually have during October. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing how many agents actually get the Spiderweb 2025 campaign, how many agents actually get through it, and hope that Ingress make it clear when purchasing it that you need to complete it by that time, otherwise you don't get it. Otherwise there'll be those complaints. That's about it for general Ingress news. So I'll just move into a little bit of Wayfarer news just to have a brief mention of it on here.
This is Shimon, former community manager for the Witcher Monster Slayer, and you're listening to Ingress Insights.
At the moment, we've got no further news on Recon. We know it'll be launching by the end of the year, is the plan, but we've not got any more details on it yet. So in the meantime, I have been looking at the Wayfarer thing still, and Niantic Tintino posted that there's a Wayfarer AMA that is now taking questions for. So that was posted on the 8th of October and said, "Hello Wayfinders, over the last couple of months, the Wayfarer team has been hard at work listening to your feedback, building an engaging plan to improve your experience and mapping out how we'll put it all into action. We're excited by your enthusiasm surrounding our recently delivered email and upcoming features shared through the roadmap. keep the high energy going, we're hosting an Ask Me Anything AMA. This is your opportunity to ask any Wayfarer-related questions you have about topics like new recognition email, roadmap, live events, challenges, and more. Our last AMA took place in the previous forum, so we'd like to walk you through how this one is structured differently. So submitting a question, you go to the Wayfarer AMA 2025 category, click on the new topic button, and then you do topic title, topic body to ask your question. And then once you've typed it out, it will basically lock for a year so that then no one's going to add any comments on it to it and keeps topics clean and focused. The timeline for this is that you need to submit questions by the 15th of October 2025, 1 p.m. PDT. Voting will happen, so that's across all of the people using the Wayfarer forums from the 15th of October 2025, 1 p.m. PDT to the 20th of October 2025, 1 p.m. PDT. Then after that, the Wayfarer team will start drafting responses, and they'll finish drafting those responses by October the 29th, 2025, 1 p.m. PDT. And then finally, they'll post the final post with answers to the top voted questions will be published on October the 29th, 2025, 1 p.m. PDT. So I know that Wayfarer and Ingress aren't linked anymore, so I just want to mention it on there that it was a thing that's happening. If you want to ask any questions like what happens to your Ingress nominations that still carry over, things like that, who knows what you may want to ask on there, but it's there as an option to be able to do it. I did also want to link in because they mentioned about the challenges, and I did see there's a question in there already about when the next Wayfarer challenge is, what that'll look like. I know that we did have some great rewards for Ingress in a few of those challenges. So obviously we had OPR live badges, we got rare kinetic capsules. I think before on them we got Fracas. So it was all nice stuff that we got there for Ingress. Some people said it was better than Pokemon Go in some challenges. Some said it was worse than Pokemon Go in some challenges. So I don't know. It was all evened out in the end, I suppose. But as I said, I want to mention the challenges because I've been looking on the Niantic Spatial support pages for Recon, and there is a page on here called Recon Settings. If you scroll right down to the bottom, it says about Recon Challenge. So automatically show reviews from around the world when there's active Recon Challenge. So it sounds like we'll have challenges within Recon when it launches. Whether they'll work similar to the Wayfarer challenges, I don't know. Whether there's enough people reviewing, whether we'll have something different like when we had the edit challenge for the Wayfarer challenge was a bit interesting. I know agents like submitting edits, and probably most of the people that submitted edits for that challenge were Ingress agents. Or whether there'll be like a photo challenge to update photos that haven't been done for many years or something like that. But it seems like we will have Recon challenges, whatever form they take in Recon, when we get that later this year. That's about all I've got for this episode, agents. So I'll move on now to get things wrapped up.
Hey, this is Sim, Global Product Marketing Lead for Peridot, and you're listening to Ingress Insights.
Thank you, agents, for listening to this episode of the Ingress Insights podcast. Next weekend, as I mentioned, we've got the Anomalies in Valencia, Spain, and Sao Paulo, Brazil. So depending on when they finish UK time, I might be covering one of those, maybe both. In addition, the Halloween campaign will launch. I'll be going over details of that and my progress on there as well. And then we will see if anything else has happened regarding Ingress or Niantic Spatial and see what's been happening on there for anything to do with Ingress. Just before I wrap things up, one of my fellow Wayfarer ambassadors, Sarah Manda, has hosted the Monster Hunter Now cast. So obviously a podcast about the Niantic game, now scope of the game, Monster Hunter Now. And she's hosted that along with her co-host Maxtron now for almost 100 episodes. So I encourage you to go out and listen to that if you do play Monster Hunter. I think it's a good little game to do something a bit different to Ingress and works kind of alongside it on there. So I'll include a link in the show notes and go and listen to their podcast all about Monster Hunter Now. Before I close out the episode, I do want to say thank you to those people that support on Patreon for the podcast. So you can listen at the end of the episode to see a link for how you can join and support the podcast if you do want to do that. In addition, I've also put up a Halloween design in the TeePublic store, so you can purchase that and put it on a mug, pin, t-shirt, whatever you want to put it on, and they'll print it and send it out to you. There is a sale at the moment on the TeePublic store, so you'll be able to get a bit of a discount on there if you do decide to do that. That's all from me for this week, agents. So thank you so much for listening again, and have a great second Sunday. Happy hacking, and see you out there. Thank you, agents, for listening to the latest episode of the Ingress Insights podcast. If you'd like to support the podcast, you can do that in a couple of ways. So the easiest way to support the podcast is via Patreon. So you can find at patreon.com/Ingress Insights. And there's a free tier, a $1 a month tier, whatever that is in your local currency, and a $5 a month tier. You can check out what benefits those come with on the Patreon. One other thing you can do that's totally free that helps out a lot is rating the podcast on your podcast service of choice. So where you can leave a rating or leave comments, that always helps increase visibility. And then finally, you can follow us on various social media channels. We use most of them, but the best one to follow us on now is Blue Sky. So that's just ingressinsights.bsky.social. Search for Ingress Insights on Blue Sky, you'll find us on there. Finally, sharing the podcast with friends, family, other agents who want to listen and get updates, so it helps out and helps get interviews with various Ingress people or other game-related people to then increase visibility more. So anything you can do from those is great. Thanks again for listening, agents. Have a great day.
Intel package transferred.